Hey guys, welcome back to Tracie's Place. I am so glad you came back to be with me on Tuesday Talks with Tracie. It's been a while, I know, so I apologize about that. And I have to explain real quick why I've been away so much. My daughter is getting ready to go to college. She just graduated from high school a couple weeks ago, and this is a job in itself. So I'm going to do a video about that, getting ready for college and everything. But this has been a job and a half actually. So anyway, let's go on and get into the video. Today I'm going to be talking about women working outside of the home. To work or not to work? That is the question. This is a big topic. It has been a big topic for years, but it's something that women constantly ask themselves, from younger women that are, like I said, before they even get married, and it's especially a question right after young women get married and they're contemplating having children. It's even a big question in the teenage years of, women having teenagers at home. It's just a question. I think women probably stop asking the question after their children leave, and then they may decide to, go ahead and work anyway. But anyway, it's a big question, so I want to jump into that. I'm going to explain from my point of view, as always, this is from a Christian point of view. I know somebody made a comment about, on one of my videos, about not asking about, this is not a, biblical. On my channel, mostly everything is from a biblical standpoint. So if you do not want to hear that, it may be good if you turn it off right now, switch to another channel, because that's where my point of view comes from. And on most of my videos, I just don't preach to people, of course, but I am a Christian, so a lot of my views, just about all of my views, come from the Bible. So, saying that, let's get into it. I prefer to work at home. I would prefer if I did not have to work at all. The Bible does not say, or I have not seen in it, and you may have to correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen in it, God has not said that the woman cannot work. But a lot of the scriptures that I have seen suggested that basically it's better for the woman to be at home, taking care of the home. Let's see, I won't quote verbatim. Some scriptures I'll try to put in the bottom, in the description box as reference. But in Proverbs 31, it talks about women, being a Proverbs 31 woman, taking care of the home, and how she is revered. A woman who basically runs her house well. That's somebody you want to pattern yourself after, because it's not easy to look after children, look after the household, look after your husband, so to speak, if you want to say it that way. It's not easy. And I prefer not to be stressed and, working outside of the home. I see so many women, and I have worked. I just had a job. I just stopped working in November of 2016. But on a lot of the jobs that I've been on, a lot of women, they'll tote about or brag about having a job. But at the same time, in the same shift the next day, I'm tired. Oh, I didn't want to get up this morning, or oh, I didn't want to come in. I was hoping that, that I worked at a health facility. So some people you could get overstaffed at that job. Like if they didn't have enough patients, you get overstaffed, they will call you and tell you you don't have to come in because we don't have enough patients to be taken care of. So, but anyway, I would hear a lot of the nurses or what have you say, I wish I had gotten overstaffed tonight. Oh, I got so much to do. Talking about the kids, the house workload, and, all of that. And I heard one nurse saying one time, she was like, this job is interfering with my personal life. But at the same time, she I guess enjoy. I think women enjoy the financial freedom in working. I think women enjoy that they don't have someone over them holding the purse strings, telling them that they can't, it's not a good time to get your hair done, or we really can't spend the money here, we really need to focus it here, honey, or whatever. I think sometimes women get to that point to where they just don't want a man telling them what to do. So that in itself, spoke volumes to me. I'm like, how can you just say you love to work, but then the next sentence, you hate the actual job. So I think it's a double sword for women. They like the money, but they really don't actually like to work. And I say that not blanketly, because that's not all women, but I've seen a lot of women do that. I've also been on the recipient end, when I was staying at home full time, not working, not bringing in any money. Someone said, and I say this often because it bothered me so much for so long, and I never wished bad on this person at all, but things did take a turn in her life. Anyway, when she said this statement, I felt that it was a jab towards me. But anyway, they said, I just can't take, I just couldn't sit at home and eat bonbons all day. And I've heard women, not just that person, but other women just make comments like that. What do you do all day? I can't just sit home and do anything all day, and blah, blah, blah. If you are a wife and a mother, you have a house, and I'm not saying anything against people with apartments. I'm not saying, but if you have a house, I have a 4-floor house. I have a quad level. And a lot of women with a home, some people have small homes. Some people, even if you have an apartment, you're going to be busy. But I have a home, and I am busy. If you are a woman at home with children and a husband, and not let alone having children actually at home and not in school, you got more than enough work to do. I have heard it be equivalent, it's probably the wrong word, equivalative or equal to working 2 jobs if you're a full-time stay-at-home mom. But anyway, this person said, I couldn't see sitting at home, eating bonbons all day. Unfortunately now, okay, this person is divorced now. And come to find out, some of his complaints were that she wasn't too the best at keeping the home, like neat and stuff like that, and I guess cooking and stuff. She had a full-time job, and then they had a child, and I guess she could not keep up. I think from the beginning, it just wasn't a natural homemaker anyway. So anyway, they're divorced, and now she has to work, and I think he pays child support and stuff. But anyway, she has to work and live on her own and take care of the child. Now have other people taking the child, picking up the child, taking to or from school, this, that, and the other, and it's a little bit hard, for her. And like I said, I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but I'm just thinking like, wow, that statement that they made a few, years ago, possibly taking a jab at me and other stay-at-home moms, and then look at the turn of events. I do believe we should not judge. I don't judge, and what I mean is I don't judge other women that choose to work. That is their prerogative. I take Bobby Brown's stance. This is my prerogative, and so this is what I, want to do. This is how I want to live my life. Okay, let me get back. But anyway, yeah, I believe a woman can be able to work if, number one, her and her husband agree on it. Then number two, if she's able to do her job at home You know, if that's not compromising things that she's supposed to get done at home, if she can still do that while keeping a job, hey, more power to you. I know that there have been women who just, the more the better. Some people are just, they're worker bees. I'm not a worker bee. I work. I like to work, and as far as, you know, around the house, I like to get my work done. I like to do different jobs, different things and stuff. But at a certain time, I like to rest. I wouldn't want to, you know, be at work all day, have to go grocery shopping at 5:30, you know, on the way home, then cook something, then got to put clothes in the wash, fold up clothes, run so and so to soccer practice, baseball, or what have you, fill out paperwork, and there's always papers to sign and homework to check and look at. That is craziness to me. But like I said, some women can do it and some women do it well, but the majority do not, and the majority are stressed behind it. There is a biblical saying that the woman, I'm not, okay, it says something like this, you have to look it up, but anyway, for the man to reverence the woman as the weaker vessel. A lot of times women are more emotional, and you know, once stress hits and stuff going, sometimes you can have a meltdown. I'm not saying that women are weak-minded or anything like that, but sometimes they just can't carry as much emotionally as a man can. A man has compartments in his mind. He can put this over here and lock it away. He can, you know, be one tracked and think about it. Women, we're shoveling 10 different things at one time. We're thinking about this, and he's at the same time wondering why we think the way we think and how do women work. You know, I'm so hurt. My phone cut off, and I had had to be a good 20 minutes of what I was saying was on there, and I don't know if I can recap what I was saying. Oh, my feelings hurt, because you know how you get the flowing, and so, but anyway, I'm going to try to do the best I can, but my feelings is hurt, y'all. All right, I left off, I got to get my papers out, because I don't know where but bear with me. All right, I left off at women being the weaker vessel, and that the man should acknowledge she's the weaker vessel, and she has to sometimes admit she's the weaker vessel. A woman just can't shoulder everything that a man can shoulder. And I think I was saying something about a man being able to compartmentalize, and women have things all running together a lot of times in our head. We're multitasking and caring about this and caring about, you know, all at the same time. So we're made different. So, but anyway, going on to hopefully what was next. I do not know, because I was flowing everywhere. Okay. Women are trying to do things that we were never designed to do. And I find that that's a problem with most of America, or our human race almost. Everybody wants to do whatever they want to do nowadays. Nobody wants to be what they were designed to be. I don't think I covered this already, but if I do, please excuse me. But nobody wants to be what they were designed to be, what God designed them to be. You know, a woman being a woman, or a man being a man, or a wife. There are certain duties and things that make up a wife. Only God can define what a wife is and what he made a woman to be. Only God can define man in what role he had him to be. We can't even, in our own, if you could even call it wisdom, can't even define ourselves. God made us for certain purposes. So anyway, a lot of times women do not want to be the helpmeet. And if you reference the Bible, that's what a woman was made as. She's a helper to the husband. And it says that a woman is made for the man. And we were going over there in Bible study, I think it was last week. or 2 weeks ago. But and it's in there. Woman was made for man, not man for woman, not anything. Woman was made for the man. Woman is to be a helper to the man, and woman was taken out of the side of the man, not under his foot, not out of his back, not in front of him, above him. She was taken out of his side, the rib. She used to be a helper. She used to walk alongside him, and she's to help him. So whatever God has for him to do, she is designed to help him. That's not to say that a woman doesn't have her own goals, doesn't have her own life, and what a direction in which she should go. Either she has a job to do too, and your own personality, your own person. But still, when you join up with that man, you're basically agreeing, I'm going to help him. Help him to be all that he can be, and he too helps you. Let's not get it twisted. He helps you, but anyway, a woman is to be the helper to the man. I apologize for looking at my paper because I'm trying to find out where I was. In my opinion, a lot of things went awry in the home when the woman went into the workforce, like almost permanently, like on a regular. Not to say that the United States was perfect or that the home was perfect or what have you, but if you think back or look back in history, when women left the home, when they left their primary job of training their own children, raising their own children, when their focus got put on bringing the bacon home, if you want to say that, but bringing money home, doing what the man is doing, and God did, specify that his bigger role was to provide. So when you find yourself going outside of your box, going outside of what you were designed to be, things do get kind of misconstrued. Roles are kind of undefined, and things of that nature, and things kind of go awry. And a lot of times the children are caught in the middle. The woman was out. She's concerned about work and things of that nature, and home is kind of kept on almost the back burner because she's concerned about other things. So that's just kind of where I see it kind of went awry. And then, of course, with television and radio and the music and all this craziness that got brought in, starting with that doggone soap opera, these nightly shows. I mean, all this stuff is crazy, and women start looking at things that women that are not even in the real world, but women on TV, the roles that women are playing on TV, real women that are living are looking to roles on TV, trying to live like, this is just an example, like Erica Kane or the woman from Dynasty or some Grey's Anatomy nowadays, How to Get Away with Murder, and what's the Scandal. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, and the Housewives of whatever, all this crazy stuff. People are getting so caught up in it, and some people are good. They are almost patterning in their lives, and if they're not patterning their lives after it, I mean, it's just they're somehow looking to that as some kind of a guide. That is so off track. So anyway, the focus for a woman has just gotten off skew, just totally. Sometimes women do have to work in certain circumstances. The husband may not be making enough money to carry the whole family, and the woman may have to, get a job or something like that. And sometimes that's the case when it shouldn't be. Sometimes we have the kids in too many sports. And you have to look at what you think is right. So you have to talk about it and balance it out. Like with us, expenses got kind of out of hand. Our children are in sports, and we were kind of looking at it as like, the devil's mind is the mind is the devil's workshop, whatever saying that is. we're trying to keep our kids busy and, with different things. So, but sometimes people can do too much. They have too big of a house, 2 car notes at the same time. They want these kind of clothes. They want to dress like this. They want to go on, too many vacations, which is good to go, but you're not supposed to exceed your means. Sometimes you may have to get a smaller house. You may have to do, certain things to live within your means, and you have to have a budget. So, but sometimes a woman is caught. If something happens, sometimes you may have to go to work either for a while or for a long while. So just keep that in mind. And with that, the woman has to be careful. The couple has to be careful. The woman can get the big head, to where sometimes a woman can get a job and she's making just as much or more than the husband is. That can cause some conflict because a man does have an ego. The man is called to provide. So when a woman kind of oversteps that, and I'm not saying she oversteps it on purpose, but sometimes she just does make more, and sometimes that makes the man feel some type of way. And sometimes it's not a problem if the woman doesn't make it a problem. Sometimes you can make it a problem when you hold it over the man's head. I make more than you. I can make this decision then. You can't tell me nothing, and all those types of things. So, be mindful of that. Children flourish more with a working mom or with a mom that stays at home. Sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes you can. Sometimes a woman will get a job, and I don't know if I said this earlier, but some women can do it all. There are a few women that, the more the better. Some people are worker bees. And like I said, I'm not necessarily that type. I like to rest. Also, I like to work, but then I like to rest too. So I'm not always just, I like to sleep at night. I like to, spend time with my husband in the evening. I like to talk to him. I like to even talk to, the children, go somewhere, go for a walk or something. I don't want to come home, go to work, come home, have all these chores and stuff to do. Then you're falling in bed, and all that. But anyway, but some women have it on point to where they can juggle it all. And they're very far and few in between. You have some old school moms, that were kind of forced into the workplace or whatever, and they did that and did it well. I don't see a whole bunch doing it well now, but it can be done. I think it's better when the mom is staying home with her own kids, especially when she has smaller kids, and she stays home and she's raising them herself. You have to think about the fact that when you send them to a daycare or babysitter or whatever, they're getting taught something else. Unless you know that person inside and out, say like it's your mom or something like that, you don't know what those people are teaching your child. You have daycare workers coming in and out, and from all different walks of life and stuff like that. Yes, they take background checks, but you hear so many crazy things happening at those daycares and even some home babysitters. I mean, you just don't know who comes in and out of that home, what kind of person. Sometimes the husband or male that's in that house, the big brother, the cousin, or whatever come over, and your child is there. So you have to think about that as well. How does the marriage fare? I don't know if I covered that, but I'll tell you what my husband said about people, guys that he has talked to. I mean, where he's worked at in the past, just people, guys of all walks of life that he's talked to. He always says that they don't hardly get enough sex. They say that, sometimes possibly 2 times a month. I'm talking about most of the time it's working women, because they have to go to sleep and get enough sleep. A woman, she's just worn down. When she's tired, she's tired. So she's just like, no. And he said a lot of men are saying they get it on their birthdays, possibly 2 times a month, and then other special occasions. And he's like, that devil is a lie. That ain't going on up in here. So, anyway, but yeah, that's a big problem. That is a big problem. I hear that so much, that they don't have time for their husbands, and before the husbands get attention, the kids get attention. And rightfully so sometimes, if that child is, has to be cared for totally as an infant and stuff like that. But otherwise, you got to give your husband attention too. And then sometimes you'll be crying if he steps out or something, and you're having sex 1 and 2 times a month, Also, anyway, as far as I mentioned not long ago about women not being able to get it all done, and some old school women did get it done and got it done well. You have to remember, and it's kind of more explained in the Bible, but it states about in the end time going by so much faster. And if you can recall years ago when you were little, I don't know how old you are, but when you were little or whatever, like my mom and sisters would say, we had so much time. I was talking to my one sister in California. So we had so much time, we could come home and eat dinner, go outside to play for a long time, even on Sundays, we come home, we have dinner, we play, then we go back for evening service, and then come home again, maybe go visit another family, and the kids go out to play, the adults sitting on the porch talking and stuff. You don't see that happening too much anymore. Everybody's talking about time. Time is going by so fast. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. So couple that with all the things you have to do as a working mom and trying to take care of the house. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. So you have to think about how fast time is going by now too, and you just can't get it done. I know this is one of my dear friends, and she's a working mom, and she's saying and I think she does an awesome job. But she was saying how, she has more to do than her husband, and most women actually do have more things to do. Not the responsibility of everything, but you have more to do a lot of times than your husband does. And she was saying, how she has to plan certain things, or she has to, housework is mainly her responsibility, or this, that, and the other. She was just saying how it's unfair. So she said that she got a housekeeper to come in once a month. And then also something else, I can't remember, but also something else seems like she said she has someone else to do or something like that, because she works full time. But the money that she makes helps, the household. They go on a lot of trips. They can eat out and stuff like that. And that's something that I would like to do. So I'm trying to get my business kind of up to par. I'm ready for that money to start rolling in. But sometimes a working mom a stay-at-home mom may have to make the sacrifice not to have as much money. But also you have that self-assurance, though, that, you're the one taking care of your kids or this, that. Oh, and my friend, her kids are older. They're like 11 and 12, and, in that age. So they go to school. She's at work during the day. Her husband and her, they correlate, really well. And they seem to have enough time they do a lot of things. So she's one, it's like she has a lot to do and she gets it done. And looks like she gets it done very well. So you have to take in consideration your personality, everything. Some people are just they can't handle all that. And something like me, I'm not a high stress person. It's not like the more I have, the more I can tackle, like that gives me energy. It does not. It wears me out. The more I have to do, the more that boggles my mind down. I don't operate like that. I like to have, a moderate amount. I like to be able to balance doing work, having fun. I love to have fun. I love to do things. So it would not be good for me if I worked and, had to do, a lot of housework and, had just so many things on my plate to do. That would not be good for me. So have to take in consideration your personality. I think that is all. I am so sorry. The first version was so much better. But anyway, what I'm going to try to do is, what I'm going to do, you ladies that do YouTube videos, please make a video about this. I would love for other people to do it with, your opinion or, your take on it. All the people, other people that are watching, please comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Want to get a conversation going, please share this on Facebook. This is an important topic that people are talking about and wondering about. So if you can share it, please do. That would be greatly appreciated. And the women who do make YouTube videos about it, I'm going to put your information, in the description box below. If you make a video about it, please contact me via email so that I'll put your name down at the bottom or a link to your video. My email is traciesplace5, that's TRACIESPLACE, the number 5 at gmail.com. All right, guys, I will catch you next time, and come back to Tracie's Place. I'd love to see you again on Tuesday Talks with Tracie. All right, bye-bye.